Hello, this is Teach Smith, or Dan Smith I suppose. Now I'm on summer holiday. I hope everyone's having a good summer break, that they're enjoying themselves. Today I would like to talk about A Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, illustrated by Chris Priestley. I think this book is really, really important. I think it's important for a few different reasons. Firstly, it's just a fantastic story. It delves into the issues of violence, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a young man, growing up in difficult circumstances, that insecurity and that sort of difficulty and that tension of being in a rough neighborhood and feeling like you have to act in a certain way and feeling like you have to fulfill certain rules and behave in a certain way. Essentially, a young man's brother is shot and killed, and it's up to the brother to get revenge, to follow the rules. If someone you love gets killed, find the person who killed them and kill them. No crying, no snitching, get revenge. So it's that idea of the code that you have as a young man and as a man in a rough neighborhood, a violent neighborhood. And it's just told really well. I won't spoil the story too much more than that, but it's that exploration of that conflict and that tension and that pain. There's grief and there's fear and there's anger and there's rage and there's violence, all wrapped up in this amazing novel. The second thing to say, which I think is so important, is it's written in verse, so it's not written in prose. And I think a lot of the times people have this idea of poetry that it has to be something that's very serious or very complicated or old-fashioned, and Jason Reynolds really explodes all of those myths in this one book. The verse lends itself so well to the kind of turmoil that the main character is going through, and it really frees the author to really explore emotion and tension in new ways. And the way the verse lays on the page, I think a colleague once described it as the density of the poem, and I kind of knew what they meant, but I didn't really understand fully. And I do here, it's the way it sits on the page. There might be just one word. Words might be scattered around. There might be different sizes, different weights. The rhyme might be there or might not be, and it all lends itself to the meaning, and it all builds towards the emotion of the main character. I think it's just fantastic, and I think that not only will it help young people who are switched off from reading in general, but I think it would also help young people who are switched off from poetry as well. I think a lot of the time young people are switched off from reading because a book will feel very dense, very stale, very uniform, tedious, boring, essentially. And I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think Jason Reynolds was specifically trying to, part of what he's trying to do, of course, I believe he's trying to do many things, but part of what he's trying to do was combat that, and I think he's really achieved that with this. I'm just blown away. I really am blown away. So I think it can get reluctant readers reading, but I think it also could ignite more of an excitement about poetry as well. Also, I think it's important to recognise the illustrations. The illustrations are excellent as well. They're very graphic. I won't say abstract, but they're quite sort of just powerful in their simplicity. They marry with the verse and with the plot. Of course they would. They're illustrated for this book, but they marry in a way that reinforces the meaning. One of my favourite poets, if not my favourite poet, is William Blake. I'm not saying that just because he's on the Power and Conflict syllabus. I've loved him for a very, very long time. And that's what Blake was trying to do. Illustrations, engravings, whatever you'd like to call them, reinforced and had a relationship with the verse itself. And that is happening here as well. I just can't stress to you how important this book is for me personally. I think Jason Reynolds has done something extremely important. It's just fantastic. The plot, the themes, the form, the illustrations, the exploration of feelings, the exploration of masculinity, of culture. It's superb. It's one of the best books I've read in a long time. It transcends the young adult fiction genre. Absolutely. That's Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. Fantastic. Go out and read it now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if this video has been helpful. Thank you.